It is the money. Follow the money.
Thank God for social media, because here's what mainstream media is not telling you about the Syrian uprising. The rebel group is backed by Benjamin Netanyahu and Turkey. And the current Syrian president and government is backed by Putin and Iran. Putin himself has already sent a whole bunch of jet airplanes to disperse the rebels, putting it nicely, and the rebellion might not last long. But here is why Syria is so important to Benjamin Netanyahu. Syria has a border with Netanyahu's country, but it also completely surrounds Lebanon. It is through Syria that Lebanon gets most of its arms from Russia or Iran. So removing the current administration and putting in a new government that can be plied with American money and Benjamin Netanyahu, it would greatly favor Benjamin Netanyahu and also make Lebanon very, very isolated. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this whole rebellion started right when the ceasefire with Lebanon happened too. With Syria converted and neutralized, Netanyahu can make another attempt against Lebanon. As far as the rebels themselves, the leader is already reported dispatched from an air offensive sent by Vladimir Putin. One of their main decision centers above, that's already been neutralized too through the air, and it does not look like the uprising is going to succeed. We'll see how it goes with Putin.
For the war in Syria, and you may actually hear from grown-up reporters who are lying through their teeth or ignorant.
Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the Pedal Hebrew tongue, is created the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sisters and brothers living in this truth, and shalom to brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. I want to drown myself out. Now, as we just seen from that clip, hey, things is getting real spicy, Yahshua, real spicy, man. It's going to be a quick little World War III update. A very impactful thing just happened, on the earth. If all of this is true, all the information we're getting, but it's a lot of sources, a lot of people talking about it. And as you've seen from that, the U.S. and the Israelis used a rebel group fighting a proxy war, this is a rumor of a war, and tried to take out the Syrian president. And allegedly, he is getting asylum in Russia. And Russia said they're going to bring in troops, and Iran said they're going to bring in troops to try to get Syria back. And if you continue to watch this clip from the brother, man, this is a lot of good clips on World War III in Syria. What that guy was talking about is they've been trying to take Syria for a long time. He talks about the Obama strikes. I remember that, the drone strikes with Obama. And I like when that dude showed in that clip, he showed that they need to take Syria in order to take Lebanon, because it's all right there together. And he showed like it's a pipeline that they're trying to get rid of. And it's all biblical prophecy that this will happen. Everybody's getting ready to have that battle of Armageddon. That last final battle of World War III is playing out. That was a major move. They just crossed the line that ain't no going back. So if anybody thought this was going to die down, no. He only called a ceasefire in Lebanon so they could jump on Syria. The war just changed different spots. And if it keeps happening, we know what it's going to bubble up to. See, before you get to the main event, I'm going to use a boxing analogy. Anybody who watches boxing, you got the main event, the main fight, and then you got a thing called undercards, which is other fights to pump up that fight, what the scripture calls a rumor of a war, because all this is going to lead to the main war, which is World War III. But right now, we got to look at the undercard, and that's spicing up. So right now, we're waiting on the retaliation strike, because they didn't take out Syria's president, Assad. Allegedly, they say he's still alive. But they say they already took out the rebel leader. Whoever the U.S. or Israelis put in place, they claiming Russia already done took him out. So, it's like they banging, man. They fighting. It's a proxy war. They fighting a whole nother country. USA, the Israeli government, is fighting against Syria. Syria is backed by Iran and is backed by Russia. And this is all what? This is rumors of a war. This is war. So let's get to the scriptures. Because I want to show you something, y'all. So check it out. This is Job 3:1. It says, behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So why did the Most High split up Israel at that point and say Judah and Jerusalem? Judah represents the southern tribes, and Jerusalem represents the northern tribes, because the kingdom may split. So it's talking about all of Israel right there. The Lord just said right there, showing the northern and southern tribe. And then you look at verse 2, it says, and I will also gather all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So these heathen nations done parted our land, took us out of Israel. You know, we got people who claiming to be us, that's not us, in our land. Our land's been parted, we've been scattered, you know, kicked out. And right now, Yahushua is pleading for his people. And you know, nobody cares about Israel. We're in the highway and hedges. You know, we tell these nations about the atrocities been done to us. Nobody cares. Nobody take us seriously. They're getting ready to label us some T's in a minute. But nobody's taking account for the Lord's people and giving us restitution. They won't even give us restitution for the slavery that happened in Babylon the Great. So, you know, the Lord is pleading with them. And now all they care about is getting resources, getting money. So I know it's going to be a recompense, which goes to a payback for that, you know. And they're going to gather for war. They all going to bang each other in World War III in the Valley of Jehoshaphat. And I was watching the Ox Page in Kansas City. And, you know, he beautifully captured that. Let me get that real quick. Yeah, right here.
War draw near and let them come up, all right? So this is a call to war.
Yeah, so this is a visual of where this war is going to take place, and it's already taking place in that area. You know, check it out, Yashara.
As we know that the tensions in the world was on high, the American economy is pretty much on its last legs, to say the least. Tensions are rising, prices of living is going up, you know, groceries, all this shit is getting expensive, man. All right, and yeah, you still got people that's out here playing around, denying the name of the Heavenly Father. But yeah, Bible prophecy is really speaking to us, you know, which just shows you the type of spirit that these men are in. But it says, beat your plowshare into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, and let the weak say I'm strong, because Syria is considered.
Let's see, where was it at?
Let all the men of war draw near and let them come up, all right? So this is a call to war. As we know that the tensions in the world was on high, the American economy is pretty much on its last legs, to say the least.
Bear with me, Yashara. Trying to get it to cut the right point.
Let's look here. Let's go here real quick. Let's look up what they call the Middle East map, right? Because there's no such thing as Middle East, but, you know, for edification's sake, we're going to call it the Middle East. But let's get this map here. Bam. All right. So you have Saudi Arabia. Okay. You got Yemen here. You got Iran. All right. Then you got Turkey, which technically this is all Asia. Okay. You got what they call Eastern Asia, Southern Asia. Okay. You got Western Asia, and then you have Turkey. You got Syria, which Syria is clearly here. Then you have Damascus. Then you have Israel, which is on its cusp. And then this is what the scriptures mentioned, that World War III would take place right around this region here. Hold on, let me get it. Hold on, this damn thing tripping. Let's do this.
Yeah, check it out, y'all.
Around this region here. See? This is what we can expect, the third war, okay? Which is what Esau calls the Middle East. Now, going back here.
So y'all check that lesson out, man. Real good lesson on World War III. And I like how he gave you a visual of where World War III is going to take place. And they are already there. But the scriptures say they're going to meet with, you know, all of their company, all of the army. They're going to bang right there. That's where World War III going to primarily take place at and kick off from that area. And what it looks like through the scriptures, what I'm loving about biblical prophecy, man, it's some exciting times, y'all, Sharala. It's already starting in that area. It's already starting there. And then they say that, you know, they have They're taking, who is that? The Syrian president is taking refuge in Moscow, in Russia. You know, then like all them countries, matter of fact, let's go get that. Ezekiel 38. Because that's biblical prophecy in itself, if that's true. You know, but if it's not, Russia has been a guard to small nations. All them African countries are backed by Russia. You know, Iran is backed by Russia. You know, a lot of countries that can't like defend themselves usually against these bigger countries like Cuba, they're being backed by Russia. So Russia's been a guard to these smaller countries, and that's why they feel like now they can bang and they can stand up to Babylon the Great, the USA. So when you look at Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, you know, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. You know, Ezekiel 38:4, and it says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I'll bring thee forth, and all thy army, hear that, all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Modern day sword is a gun. So that's talking about all the modern day military, you know, that they got now. Horsemen be like, a modern day horse would be like a tank. You know, they got all that, they're going to get all their army together. And he said, put a hook in the jaw. He's talking about Russia. So if Russia wanted to get out of this, they couldn't. It's biblical prophecy. And then look, you look at the other members. In verse 5, it says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And you know, modern day Persia is Iran. So they are going to war. Ethiopia is being backed by Russia. Libya is being backed by Russia. So this is biblical prophecy coming to light right before our eyes. And then you look at verse 6, it says, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togomar of the north quarters, and all his bands and meet people with thee. Gomer going into Turkey. And Turkey's been very vocal. They like, don't bring that noise up here. And you heard Turkey's involved. They trying to benefit off the war. You know, their country got messed up when they had that massive earthquake. And then Turkey's like an X factor, because they, I believe they still a NATO member, but they want to leave NATO and go on the BRICS. So they what you call it, a double agent. They can play it either way it go. You know, but we already know they all gonna fight anyway. You know, look at the scriptures. And then verse 7, here's the point. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, that all in thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia's building this super team. It's been a guard to these smaller countries. Would it been a guard to these smaller countries? They looking like, I will fight. They're gonna fight. Like all of the superpowers about to fight right there in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. And it's gonna be on biblical levels. It's gonna be so, you know, so much big and explosions and so much drama that Esau gonna lose his whole kingdom on that war. That's how bad it's gonna be. Because who gonna show up? Yahweh Shai gonna show up. And we just read the scriptures why. He's pleading for his people. Which, you know, these other nations don't care nothing about. But Yahweh Shai is going to make them care when he cracked them skies. So I'm going to go back. Let's go back to Job. Let's go back to Job 3. Where was I at? 'Cause it was something nice right here. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna finish where I left off at Job 3:3. Because they just did this. I did a lesson on that with Vocab Malone. Is try to put a number on how many of us it is. And what is that called? That's them devils trying to cast lots. They're trying to get numbers on us so they could try to eliminate us. Because if they eliminate us, then that eliminates, you know, Yahweh Shai coming back to save us. So this is verse 3, and it says, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. And see, that's talking about Babylon the Great right there. Because it says, they cast lots for my people. Where they do that at? Right here in Babylon Great America. It says, giving a boy for a harlot, going into their whoredom. Man, you look at all these sellouts. Like you look at Jay-Z going through his stuff right now. The Diddy situation. All them Jakes in the entertainment industry, man, they basically, they some harlots. They some hoes for Esau. They can do whatever they want to do to you. That's why it runs like that. Because that's what Esau does. And sold a girl for wine, which is leading to more whoredom. You know, selling a girl for wine. That's whoredom. You selling a female for gain. And Babylon the Great, they sell people out. This country is known for whoredom. You know, and it says that they might drink. That's why all these Americans is messed up, because they drink that wine, that philosophy of Babylon the Great. And what does it teach you to do? Whoredom. You want to get paid? Whore somebody out or whore yourself out. That's the quickest way to get money in Babylon the Great America. You know? So then I'm going to bust down to verse 4, and it says, yea, and whatever you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, talking about Hamites, and all the coast of Palestine. You know, when you look at Psalms the 83rd chapter, all them countries that were surrounding Israel, basically talking about these heathens. It says, and most of them Hamites, because they sold us to Esau, Edom, so-called white man, the Africans, the Hamites. That's where you say Tyre and Zidon, because they sold us, you know. And it says, will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head. So that right there verse let you know that Yahweh ain't messing around. Like everything these nations did to us, they're going to have some payback for that. That's going to go down at the climax of World War III. And he's going to tell you why in verse 5. This is Joel 3 and 5. Because you have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. What are those things that verse talking about? It's going to break it down in verse 6. It says, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So it's talking about the children of Israel, man, southern tribe and the northern tribe. Once again, he broke it down. He said the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem, northern tribe, southern tribe. And then it even tells you who they sold us to. Sold us to the Grecians. Who's the Grecians? Esau, Edom, so-called white man. We were sold to them during the Greek days, Roman days, and the American days. Sold to these devils. To do what? Like the verse say, remove us far from our border. We moved so far from our border, our country, our culture, everything got stripped away. But now we're coming back through the power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, right when World War III about to kick off. We in position, they in position. They in position for war. We in position for salvation and deliverance. So all this drama is about to kick off right now at this time. Matter of fact, and it's going to break it down what I just said in Joel 3 and 7. Behold, I'll raise them out of their place, whither ye have sold them, and I'll return your recompense upon your own head. So the Lord about to give back all the hope we lack. At the same time, he about to issue out judgment to these heathen nations. And then look, woo, hey, good payback. When you look at verse, 8. This is Joel 3 and 8. And it says, and I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they should sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it. So they're going into slavery, Yahshua. Esau, Edom is about to go into slavery at the end of World War III. So now, because of that, they hear these declarations in the Bible, these decrees going out. So because of that, when you go to Joel 3 and 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. Wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. You hear that? He said, wake up all the mighty men, the Gentiles, all these heathens. They the ones got all these big militaries. We ain't got no militaries, just us. These other countries got militaries. The Lord said, wake them up for war. It's time to bang. Verse 10, it tells you, it says, beat your plowshares and the swords, and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. We're in that era right now, where small countries are now declaring themselves to be strong. They bucking up to Babylon the Great America. They saying we had enough, and they are about to bang with them, man. We about to go to World War III. The rumors is there, but everything is a build-up. And I notice we're crossing plateaus that, once you cross that line, ain't no going back. So a lot of people thought, oh, Trump getting in office, it's going to be some peace, everything going to cool off. I'm like, no, it's not. Look like things is going to heat up. And I expect for it to get worse if Donald Trump gets off in office. Once Donald Trump get in there, I call him Mr. Set It Off. he going to turn everything up if he's allowed to get in there. And if they take him out, that'll turn everything up. Because Babylon the Great will be off the chain if Trump, gets taken out. So, either way it go, he's just a little piece of little Trump card. Prophecy about to rain out. They in the war. If they let Donald Trump step in and get the dude, the little plan, really, they're going to do that anyway, because the small hatters run everything. And really, they don't run nothing. Yahushua runs everything through prophecy. These devils is doing what he orchestrated them to do. And we're reading it through the scriptures. He getting them ready to go to war. They getting ready to fight. Matter of fact, read verse 11. Joel 3 and 11 says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen. Gather yourselves together round about. This is because thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let's go back it up to verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit and judge all the heathen round about. So, the Lord, they back to the statements I made earlier. The Lord is about to give all these nations judgment. Who gonna rule next is gonna be us, Yasharah, the children of Israel. We got next. World War III is to cleanse the planet. That's when that fire gonna come in. That's when these people gonna know what hell is like once World War III really jumps off. Then them ICBM missiles could, get launched. And it's the build up. And people are still blind to what's really going on. And I'm just like, wow. You got major biblical prophecy raining out, and you still got people on zombie time, sleep time. And things is really intensifying. So, any brother in this truth, man, shouldn't feel like they ain't got nothing to prophesy about, because there's so much going on. Real, like I said earlier, real exciting times. The Lord is going hard right now with the prophecy. And I can see in the year 2025, I believe everything is going to speed in. Like, stuff going to go into overdrive in 2025. I believe we will see a lot of prophecy. That's to be seen. I'm just speaking as a man on that point, but I just believe next year will definitely be an intense year because of all the build-up and the things, all the ambition people, Esau trying to get accomplished quickly. Because they say he ain't got much time left. So this devil got to move fast. Because things is moving. You see World War III, everybody getting in position. This is what it's about. They're trying to get in position like chess, pieces on a chessboard. And that's the Lord moving these pieces around. It's just a magnificent thing to watch. You read it through the scriptures. You see it happening. And it is prophecy at its peak. We wait on the MOTB to roll out. That's why I tell the scriptures, wars and rumors of wars, be not afraid because the end is not yet, loosely paraphrasing. Because we're now waiting on MOTB, which looks like it's coming next. They could crash the dollar next year, who knows? And once that dollar crash, the next thing that's going to come up is the MOTB. And that has to go out first before World War III climaxes. But we see the build up. So with that being said, I hope this is edifying. It was informative. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah. And stay locked in because Yahushua is quickly on the way, baby. Shalom.